Hey guys, Ellie here. Today I am hanging out by the pond with the ducks. As you can tell by looking at the water, you can see that it's raining. You see that the droplets hitting the water decently rapidly right now. I feel like I make a lot of duck videos, especially lately. And I don't know, I never really thought when I first began my YouTube channel that I would make a bunch of duck videos ever at any point, but they're starting to do more and more things that truly amaze me. You know, you can go back to when I got Peeps. That's probably when I first started making a lot of duck videos. And then more recently, ever since Louise had the 17 babies, and I guess Howie and Thelma, and then now that Thelma's had 11 more, I'm just kind of impressed by the sheer rate at which they can reproduce. It's remarkable to me. But just kind of watching them in the pond right now, it's also remarkable to me how they don't get cold. I don't know if they're warm or cold-blooded animals. I think they're warm-blooded animals, so that makes it even more impressive. Like amphibians, frogs, snakes, lizards, and other reptiles. It makes sense how those animals wouldn't. Well, wait, they do get cold, actually. They get cold easily, so that's not a good point. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is I'm very impressed at how ducks, they can sit in freezing cold water dang near, and they don't get cold. They're not even fazed by it. It's not super duper cold right now. It's a bit chilly, but I remember even when it was snowing, and even on the days when it's about 20 or 30 degrees around here, these ducks and the geese are still hanging out in the freezing cold water, and it just blows my mind. I know a lot of you have explained in the comment section, because I've talked about this before many times, and so some of you have explained to me how they have a layer under their feathers, like, I don't know if it's a layer of skin or it's a layer of fat or a layer of something that is a very good conductor of heat, so that the heat internally that protects their organs and keeps them warm is always sheltered from the cold. Even if they're laying in freezing cold water, their internal organs are still kept warm. And it's a really interesting feature that God gave them. It's really, really cool. And you know, when I see cats, I also know that not all of Gigi and Pawpaw's cats, not even all the cats here at the sanctuary for that matter, are indoor cats. A lot of them stay outdoors. And even if we allow them to come in during the really, really, really cold nights, they don't always choose to. Some of them choose to stay outside. And I would always wonder, like, how are they not freezing to death out there when it's 30 or 20 degrees outside? I'm sure some of you even know cats that have been outside when it's been in the teens or even the single-digit degrees. Maybe even the negatives, I don't know. It never gets like that here, but, oh, that's cool. There's a duck flying across right now. But I was always amazed at how cats are the same way, how cats seem to be able to handle really cold temperatures outside very well. And I don't know the whole science of cats. Maybe one of you will be able to explain it to me in the comment section of this video. But what I have noticed is this. I remember the other day I was laying down and I had my shirt wasn't off, my shirt was kind of tucked up, so my belly, like the skin on my tummy, was exposed. And it wasn't really cold in the room or anything. That's just kind of the way that I was laying. But a cat came and laid down on my belly right where my skin was exposed. And all of a sudden, like, my belly felt super, super warm when the cat was laying. When the cat was laying on my bare skin, the area that it was laying on got super, super warm. It was like one side of my belly that was exposed to the air suddenly felt cold, but then the part that the cat was laying on felt really, really warm. And I was like really intrigued, because I thought to myself, if the cat's fur is able to warm my body from the outside, how much more does the cat's fur keep the organs on his insides warm? How much more will he be kept warm internally or on the inside by that fur, if that makes sense? And so it doesn't explain the whole science, but it kind of just put into perspective for me that, you know what, it makes sense. Like, if the cat warmed me this much, just from laying next to me for a few minutes, then most definitely the fur will keep his internal organs warm when he just goes around out and about. So that was just a pretty cool observation that I made, and I'm not sure what to make of it. Just kind of, I don't know, miscellaneous fun facts. That's a lot of what I know, is just random facts. They're not always useful for a job interview or for anything that a lot of people might deem important, but they're just fun to know. It's fun to just learn about the world and just learn things. So figured I'd share that with you. It's starting to rain a bit heavier now, so my phone is also getting kind of wet. Fortunately, the camera isn't getting wet, but the top of the phone where my case is starting to get wet. So I'm going to go ahead and let the ducks be, and I'm going to make my way inside. There's one more thing I do want to discuss before I end this video, and I don't know, I guess as far as the ducks go, I always think about the different kinds of animals that I want to have in the future. We have a lot here, but there's other animals I've seen videos of that I would really love to have in the future. And I'm not too picky, but my only criteria is that whatever I have is super friendly and lovable, because I don't get on the best with the animals that aren't very lovable. They won't let me pet them, or won't follow me around, or at least won't let me sit near them, at least won't let me pet them once in a while, just something, anything. And so we have Pablo. Pablo is already the super human friendly duck. I've seen videos of mini horses recently, and you know, mini horses are really adorable. They're a great size too. I thought that a mini horse would just be basically a donkey when I heard the name, because donkeys technically are mini horses. But when I saw the actual mini horse animal, it was teeny tiny. It was more like the size of a Doberman, like Heidi. Honestly, it was like a horse the size of Heidi, Pawpaw's dog, and that'd be a great pet to have, because y'all know that I much prefer little animals compared to big ones. Yesterday's video about what Miracle did should perfectly explain to you why I prefer little animals, if any of you are wondering. So if you want to know why I prefer little animals, just go watch what Miracle did in yesterday's video. But yeah, mini horse. Y'all know my hippo obsession. It'd have to be a pygmy hippo, but hippos are kind of violent, so I'm not so sure if that one would actually cut it. I don't know, like a guinea pig. Guinea pigs and bunnies sound really cool. Y'all know I like lambs, so just a lot of things that I like, a lot of diverse species that I would be interested in that we don't currently have at the sanctuary yet. Flying squirrels or wombats or something. I think a flying squirrel or two would be so adorable. There was a lady a few months ago who messaged me on Facebook, and she told me she had 2 flying squirrels and she wasn't able to take care of them anymore, and she wanted me to have them. And I really wanted to take them so badly, but I just couldn't, because flying squirrels require a certain environment, a certain habitat that I wasn't able to give them. I don't have my own home yet. I go back and forth from my mom and my dad's house. I visit Megan quite often, and I go to Gigi and Pawpaw's house quite often too. And so I just had no place of my own to raise flying squirrels at this point in my life. Also, cats are very distressing for flying squirrels, I read. And everywhere I go, there's cats. At my mom and my dad's house, there's cats. At Gigi and Pawpaw's house, there's dozens of cats. And it just wasn't the right time in my life. I didn't have anywhere to keep them, and that upset me, because I really wanted to have flying squirrels. But sometime soon here, that'll be different. I'll be able to have my own way of raising certain animals, I believe. I don't know what it'll look like, but I definitely intend to be able to say yes when a sort of similar offer comes to me in the future. Right, Pablo? Pablo's wagging his tail, which is practically the same as nodding his head. Like, yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Well, with that said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. The rain is starting to pick up. My screen is starting to get wet now, so it's going to be time for me to go ahead and head inside. Y'all be sure to let me know in the comments what kind of stuff you want to see. Hope you have a great day. And as I always say, your boy Ellie out.